Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here is my watch list for December 14th. Okay, I'm going to bring in the futures real quick. Let's see if I can get this done in 15 minutes before TFS, my platform, goes on server shutdown or server update. The futures, even though the day is not ended yet, we are still trading, and it's coming down into a major support area here. So I think it's about to break through. And if it does, tomorrow we're going to get a down day. I mean, this is what just happened right now, and it's coming down. So we'll still have to watch it after when the next day opens. It's coming to a close now. It might just round up here at the close and then just gap down. We don't know yet, but it's looking very weak. Okay. With that said, I want to bring in, actually, before I even change it, I mean, yesterday on my watch list, I talked about this. I talked about how the SPY is going to come up or the future is going to come up and test this 9 EMA here before we fail. And this is exactly what it did. And personally, I can't believe I can call the market spot on, but I totally fucked up on my trade on Apple today and got hammered on it. I mean, I was looking for a pop and drop, and this drop didn't even happen till late day. So with that said, let's bring in the SPY. Following that thesis, I think the SPY tomorrow is going to open probably flat sideways, a little flat or something like that, depending on the futures, right? I mean, if it's gapping down, it's going to gap down a little bit around this 263 area where it's sitting at right now. And I'm going to look for a little pop back up into the 264 and then come down, flush it down to test this market VWAP here at the 260. And then since it's a Friday, I'm not sure if people will cover up or what they want to do. But once it gets to 260, I don't think it's going to freak out. I think it's going to chop around 260. Lately, the market has been chopping around for the past week. So yeah, that's the thesis for now. Getting into the watch list, first up I had NVDA. Now tonight's watch list, actually never mind, NVDA is going to be the watch list for tonight, and I'll be watching a couple of resistance area based on the daily chart only. The stock is looking pretty weak. I'll be watching a pop into yesterday's close here at 148.90s. And if that breaks, I'll be watching for a further pop to test today's open at 150.75. All right. So I'll be looking for these pops to short back down. If it gaps down tomorrow, I'm going to use the 147.50 to get short into. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to gap down to under 147.50, and if it does, then I'm going to use that as a risk area. Now, coming into the chart here on the intraday, I'm using this little spike here as a resistance mark. So 150.75 I called, okay, right here. And of course, we cannot miss high of day. This 150 area is major. It's been major for a few days now. So definitely take a look at that and mark that off as well. So we have three resistance marks here, both yesterday's closing price at 148.90. All right. And then we have the 150.75 and the 152.5. All right. I'm looking for a pop and drop, and this looks pretty weak. My target is to bring it down to 145, if not a little bit more. Okay. So that's NVDA. I mean, looking at this right now, it's struggling. Each day it's coming lower. It's lower, low, lower, low, but it's very subtle, right? So it does want down, in my opinion. It's just that every pop it gets sold into. Today it rejected the 9 EMA very well as well. 144.50, definitely a key target, but I'm going to look for 145 first, and we'll see from there. NVDA. Next up, AMD. I don't know why I didn't play AMD today. I mean, every time I play AMD, it seems like I'm killing it. So maybe I should just at least put it on the watch every day and look for a play on it every day. AMD is very simple. I'm just looking for a psychological hold number of 20, which is a key resistance mark as well, as you can see on the daily chart. Nice round number. It snapped under it, and I'm looking for it to pop and drop at the 20. Now we see at the 1990 here, we have formulated a ceiling after hours. So this is actually pretty big. I know the volume's not there, so we really have to watch and see what it does tomorrow. It's gapping down a little bit after hours. I'm hoping for a little bit more gap down tomorrow. Then we can use actually this 1980s to 1990s area as a resistance mark. All right. My target for this is to bring it down to, I want to bring it down to the 19s, man. Yeah, definitely. I want a point on it, but the market is choppy, so I'm gonna pay myself nice and early. Yeah, 1950s is nice, but it's so close. I think I can go for like 1950s would be a scalp target, but $19 and beyond. Um, the big picture is I want to see this thing come down to the 200 SMA. I mean, at least, right? So that's AMD. Next up, we have MDCO. MDCO today tanked huge because it last night after hours it came out with a press release saying that they will be doing a secondary offering, or they will be offering some banknotes or conversion notes. Okay, and today I just read the SEC filing as well. They have confirmed that they will be doing the offering. They just never set a date for it. So people panicked out, and basically there's no date for when the offering will come out, and people are just being a little cautious right now. It has sold a lot, but we are coming into a major support mark right here at the $20 area. And this is kind of like a sell the rumor, buy the news type of play, right? But it's an offering, so I don't see people buying the news unless this thing is oversold. So a few different resistance mark I'm looking at. Of course, the 20 area, we are gapping down just very slightly right here. We closed at 1980s here. So I'll be watching the 20 area, okay? Depending on how it does, over and under, and then pick a direction. My first resistance I'll be watching is actually this 2035, 2030s area. I'll be watching here where it kind of pops. And also 2050s as well, 2040s, 2050s. This is resistance zone, right? I mean, it proved it on daily chart. Right, on the daily chart, this is basically resistance zone right here. And the stock is coming down into 52-week lows, I believe. Yes, it is. So if 20 snaps and we get a wash down, I mean, we could still get a little bit more. The very low is 1950, so I want to at least try to tag that first before I contemplate on whether I should play the bounce play on it. But this thing is very weak, so yeah, let's keep that on watch. It might squeeze tomorrow since it sold so much. We don't know if it does squeeze. It's gonna happen probably if it reclaims this area, this 2030s area, right? If it reclaims, pops over, it's going to squeeze, probably bring it back up to around this 2080s, all right, and then fall back down. Just going to wait on it and see how it plays out. Finally, I have CIEN. Sienna Core basically announced earnings today, and it's a beat. This thing is an ER win. We are reaching 52-week highs. Because it has popped so much, so overextended, people took profits and hence the pullback. As you can see, the pullback though, it's getting bought up a little bit. I think it could pull back just a tad more, one more consolidation day, maybe down to 34. But currently I'm looking at support is more like a 33.75. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's the support I'm looking at. So anywhere around 34, 33.75. I'm looking for a bounce here. You can see there's nice daily chart support. Currently it's sitting at 34.78, right? So if it gaps up over, then we can watch. If it gaps up over 35, I'm going to watch for the dip to hold 35 and then rip again and test the 36 and the 36.50s as highs. So got to mark these highs off. Now I do like this chart to run in, if not tomorrow, then next week, because basically with this earnings report coming out, it's it fundamentally changes the company, right? So it does has room. I believe there was like an analyst who came out with a buy rating today with a target of 36, and it basically hit that and sold off. So I'm not sure if they want to sell off some more at 36 yet. So we'll see. We'll see how it reacts tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna look for a dip. I like the long a little bit. Look for a dip here to hold. If it gaps down, then yeah. If it gaps up, so there's a few ways. I mean, there's a double top 36.50, so 36 double top here, and there's a double bottom dip and hold. So both the long play and the short play, depending on the gap up, gap down, how it opens in the morning. Definitely going to wait on it. This is not an area I want to take a trade on right now because it's right in the middle of the two extremes. If this support snaps and it doesn't hold, right, we do have a lot of room to come down. Well, not really. Let's see. 33.30. Yeah. If it doesn't hold, then it's 33.30 and then 33, right? I mean, these levels are pretty easy to draw out. It's basically a closest level, right? Looking for support. But that's it. Okay, so that's my watch list for the evening. You guys enjoy what you watch, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Do check out the links I have in my video description. In there, I have a link to the YouTube channel of my mentor, Trick Mitchell, as well as a nice, a close trading buddy of mine and a brother in arms. His name is Nuke. So two YouTube channel links there, free content, very nice channels. If you want to sign up and learn from my mentor, learn, understand how I mark these levels off, this is actually really easy stuff that I'm posting here. Inside the Trick Trades chat room, I mean, the lessons are crazy. I mean, you can't find any other lessons out there. It's not the cookie cutter bullshit that you get from other kind of chat rooms. So anyways, the links are all in the video description. Check them out, and see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Ciao.